Hello, and welcome to my unboxing of the Godzilla Showa era film set from Criterion. And this might not be what you're used to, as I'm sure you can tell. Normally, I have a tripod set up with the movie, but I don't know if you were aware, but this set is huge. Here's it compared to my hand. Here's it compared to a DVD case. And here's it compared to a Blu-ray case. Maybe even. So yeah, this thing is huge. So yeah, so let's get right on into it. I'm of course doing this because today is Godzilla's 70th anniversary, and I don't have all of his films, um, but this is the best I got. So when we open this up, you got some really cool artwork. That's the thing I love about this is I love the artwork in this set. But yeah, then when you flip this page, you get a list of all the films. You get a what is this? Reign of Destruction by Steve Rifle. Um, basically, I'm assuming this is some sort of essay. I've never actually read it. Then you get pages about each individual Godzilla film. So here's the first one, and again, you're getting amazing artwork with it. Here's Godzilla Raids Again. So you got Godzilla and Anguirus. Then you have King Kong versus Godzilla. I also like this artwork of King Kong just flipping Godzilla. Mothra versus Godzilla. I really like this one. If you want to read all that, I'm not sure how well you can read it, but the options there. Ghidorah the three-headed monster. I really like this style. I just really like it for Ghidorah. Invasion of Astro Monster, and of course it had to be of Godzilla's infamous dance, or not really infamous, you know what I mean. Then Ebirah, Horror of the Deep. I also like this one. A lot of yellow though, which I guess you wouldn't really expect from Ebirah, but whatever. Son of Godzilla. I really don't like how Manila looks here, but I mean, what can you do? Destroy All Monsters. This is very like, this feels like a comic splash page. Um, you know, All Monsters Attack. This one's kind of cool, having it from the perspective of Manila, and I don't remember this kid's name from the movie, but yeah. Then Godzilla versus Hedorah. I'm not sure why Hedorah is yellow here, but that's kind of cool. Godzilla versus Gigan. I do like this artwork. Um, Godzilla versus Megalon. I love how they play into the whole Godzilla was supposed to look like a smoke cloud. Uh, then you also got Jet Jaguar here. I love that. Um, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I like this one. Especially with King Caesar or Caesar in the back. And then the last page. Okay, yeah, this one looks more like a comic splash panel now that I think about it, because with all the like action words here, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla, Godzilla, Titanosaurus, yeah. And then when you go here, here's like a bunch of the credits and stuff, yeah, about the transfer, special thanks, acknowledgments, all that. And then here is where we actually get into the discs. Yeah, the same artwork from normal or from yeah, and then this one, the first disc is just for Godzilla. This is, I believe, the same disc that was used on all of the Criterion sets. This one is for Godzilla Raids Again and King Kong versus Mechagodzilla. This one is Mothra versus Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and Invasion of Astro Monster. This one is Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, Son of Godzilla, and Destroy All Monsters. This one is All Monsters Attack and Godzilla versus Hedorah. This one is God, you can see my oil prints. That's not good. Godzilla versus Gigan and Godzilla versus Megalon. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. And then this one is supplements. So yeah, it is in total an 8-disc set. Yeah, and then let's also look at the back. And it's this right here. I like to think this is the ending of Terror of Mechagodzilla when when Godzilla goes into the ocean for the final time, or at least in that series. Yeah, really good artwork. I will say though, one small complaint: this artwork is very clearly of the Heisei era, Godzilla, especially with the two sets of teeth. But I mean, that's such a small nitpick, and even then, this is great artwork. So yeah. Anyways, let's go to the TV and see what all of these disc menus have to offer. All right. So here's the disc menu for the first Godzilla film. I really like this background. It has a very comic booky look to it. Yeah. So we have movie, timeline, chapters. So yeah, the timeline and chapters are very similar to each other. For the commentary, yeah, recorded by the Criterion Collection in 2011, this commentary features critic David Callett, author of A Critical History and Filmography of Toho's Godzilla series. To listen to the commentary while viewing the movie, press the audio key on your remote at any time. Um, then for supplements, we have Godzilla King of the Monsters. Now, this isn't the 2019 film, as I'm sure you'd be able to guess, because the set that this disc is taken from, for the most part, I think came out before that film came out. So this is the original 1956 version of, or like the U.S. version of the first Godzilla, which came out in 1956, starring Raymond Burr. Um, yeah, cast and crew, photographic effects. Uh, Tadao, man, I apologize for if I butchered that. Holy shit. Uh, the Unluckiest Dragon, and then trailer. And for subtitles, just on and off. So they're English subtitles. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the next disc, which is Godzilla Raids Again and King Kong vs. Godzilla. All right, here's the disc menu for Godzilla Raids Again and King Kong vs. Godzilla. Let's look at Godzilla Raids Again first, because that was the first one to come out. So yeah, we got movie, and then for timeline and chapters, it's the same stuff. And for subtitles, just on and off. So again, they're only English subtitles. Let's go back and let's look at King Kong vs. Godzilla. So yeah, here's the thing. This version, yeah, this 1963 US version of King Kong vs. Godzilla intercuts scenes from director Ishiro Honda's 1962 Japanese release with new material filmed by Thomas Montgomery. So yeah. So yeah, the one on here is the US version, which that was actually a big deal when this set came out, as it does include the Japanese version of King Kong vs. Godzilla, which hadn't had an official Region A release on Blu-ray or Region 1 for DVD at all, or at least not an official one. So yeah. So yeah, timeline of chapters, and then we also have the trailer. So I don't believe this one has subtitles, so that's unfortunate, but yeah. Let's move on to the next disc, which is for Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and Invasion of Astro Monster. All right, here's the disc menu for Mothra vs. Godzilla, Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, and Invasion of Astro Monster. So let's look at Mothra vs. Godzilla. So for here, movie, timeline, chapters, and for subtitles, just on and off. Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, movie, timeline, chapters, subtitles, just on and off. And then for Invasion of Astro Monster, this one's a little bit different. See, we have movie, timeline, and chapters, but we also have audio options, which includes English and Japanese. This is because there is an American actor in this film who, for the Japanese release, was actually dubbed over, but for the English release, he's the only one that's completely untouched. So, yeah. I don't remember the actor's name, unfortunately, but yeah. And then for subtitles, it's just on or off. So, yeah. Let's move on to the next disc, which is for Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, Son of Godzilla, and Destroy All Monsters. Alright, this is the disc menu for Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, Son of Godzilla, and Destroy All Monsters. So, for Ebirah, Horror of the Deep, we have movie, timeline, chapters, and for subtitles, it's just on and off. So yeah, these are all English subtitles. I don't even know why I feel that. Okay, yeah, for Son of Godzilla, movie, timeline, chapters, and for audio options, it's again English and Japanese. I'm not sure on the significance of this one having two audio options, but I mean, the option's nice if you so choose. And then for subtitles, just on and off. And then for Destroy All Monsters, yeah, movie, timeline, chapters, and for audio options, it's again English and Japanese. This one I can understand a little bit more, as this one is one that a lot of people talk about in terms of like, oh, it's It's a great Godzilla film. It's very action heavy, which I don't know what movie they watch, but yeah, and subtitles it's on or off. But yeah, it's like with Destroy All Monsters, it's like that's really only like the last 10 minutes. But I mean, I wouldn't call it a bad movie, just not nearly as what people hype it up to be. Anyways, let's move on to the next disc, which is for All Monsters Attack and Godzilla vs. Hedorah. Alright, here's the disc menu for All Monsters Attack and Godzilla vs. Hedorah. So, yeah, for All Monsters Attack, movie, timeline, chapters, and subtitles. Yeah. And then for Godzilla vs. Hedorah, movie, timeline, chapters, and subtitles on or off. So, yeah. The next disc we have to look at is for Godzilla vs. Gigan and Godzilla vs. Megalon. Alright, so here's the disc menu for Godzilla vs. Gigan and Godzilla vs. Megalon. So for Godzilla vs. Gigan, movie, timeline, chapters, and subtitles, just on or off. And for Godzilla vs. Megalon, movie, timeline, chapters, audio options, English, Japanese, and for subtitles, just on or off. Yeah. Same old song and dance that you're probably used to at this point. Alright, so the next disc that we'll be covering is for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. Alright, so here's the disc menu for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla and Terror of Mechagodzilla. Before we even look at the menu, something I forgot to mention, sometimes it is a pain in the ass to get the discs out of the thing. Because, oh my god, getting this disc out of the out of the sleeve that it was in, just utter pain in the ass. But yeah, anyways, for Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, movie, timeline, chapters, and then for audio options, it's English and Japanese. And for subtitles, just on or off, so they're English subtitles. Then for Terror of Mechagodzilla, we have movie, timeline, chapters, again, and for audio options, English and Japanese. And it's probably not a big shock to tell you that for subtitles, it's on and off. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the last disc, which is for the supplements or for the bonus material. All right, so this is the disc menu for the supplements or bonus material. So we have Honda and Bano, or Bono, I'm actually not sure. Handcrafted Artistry, Launching Jet Jaguar, Man of Many Faces, Good Music is Always Simple. This is the Japanese version of King Kong vs. Godzilla I was talking about. This is the version I will almost always watch. The only reason why I would ever watch the original version is literally just because the English dub is hilariously bad. That's it. Also because I think it's really funny when they try using cues from The Wolfman or Creature from the Black Lagoon in that, which was something Universal really liked to do, is just use music cues from those two movies in a lot of their films. But yeah, Toho Unused Special Effects Complete Collection, trailers, and then for subtitles, just on and off. Yeah. So, that was the Showa era Godzilla set by Criterion. I guess happy birthday Godzilla, happy 70th. Godzilla's been around for a while, and yeah, hope I'll see you next time.